Let's just dive right into this because everyone knows Lionel Messi's sheer on-pitch dominance, right? I mean, he's the GOAT. But his off-pitch financial playbook, honestly, it's arguably just as legendary. When we talk about sports greatness, we usually measure it in things like goals and trophies. But what happens when a generational talent applies that exact same visionary perspective to building an absolute economic empire? Let's find out.
Look, we all know the staggering sports metrics. We are talking about 918 career goals for club and country, 44 senior trophies, and a frankly absurd record-breaking 8 Ballon d'Ors. He's literally the first and only player in history to win 6 European Golden Shoes. But today we're looking at a very different kind of scoreboard, one where the final whistle never actually blows.
Because by 2026, his estimated net worth is projected to hit the $1.1 billion mark. Yeah, billion with a B. This represents a truly historic transition. He's completely evolved from simply being the world's highest paid player on a weekly wage into a highly sophisticated entrepreneur whose wealth operates on a completely different scale.
So, welcome to The Explainer. Today we're going to break down exactly how modern athletes build true generational wealth. We're going to dissect the financial pillars of the Messi empire and see how his strategic decisions perfectly mirror the moves of top-tier institutional investors.
Here is our roadmap for The Explainer today. We'll cover the billion-dollar blueprint, equity over salary, the endorsement machine, real estate and business, do a little Messi versus Ronaldo comparison, and finish up with the World Cup multiplier.
Okay, Section 1, the billion-dollar blueprint, valuing the GOAT's empire.
Let's bust a massive myth right out of the gate here. Elite athletes do not become billionaires just by cashing a weekly paycheck. Seriously, look at that active salary slice. His actual playing salary is the smallest piece of the pie. It makes up only about 11% of his total wealth composition. The vast majority of his fortune is actually locked into endorsements, equity stakes in businesses, and real estate. So for you and me, the lesson is clear. Your salary is just the starting point. What you do with it is what actually defines your wealth.
Moving on to Section 2, equity over salary, the Inter-Miami masterstroke.
This Inter-Miami contract? It's an absolute masterclass in modern sports negotiation. He didn't just ask for the highest base salary, which, don't get me wrong, it still sits at a very cool $25 million. But instead of just taking the cash, he tied his compensation directly to platform growth. He's taking a revenue share of the massive MLS and Apple TV Plus 10-year broadcasting agreement. And the most important part? He's secured an ownership option in a franchise that has seen its valuation just skyrocket to over $1.45 billion since he arrived. Talk about a game changer.
All right, Section 3, the endorsement machine, royalties for life. You see, this equity-first mindset bleeds right into an unstoppable endorsement machine, generating roughly $70 million in off-field income every single year. And the absolute crown jewel of this setup? The Adidas lifetime deal. Guys, this isn't just some standard shoe contract to wear cleats on a weekend. No way. It's an estimated $1 billion evergreen asset. By locking in a lifetime contract that actually includes revenue sharing and merchandise royalties, he effectively created a revenue stream that rivals his playing salary in long-term value creation. Plus, it continues to pay out long after he hangs up his boots.
And the crazy thing is, it doesn't even stop with Adidas. He's built a highly diversified, genuinely global brand portfolio. We're talking highly lucrative promotional deals, like his $25 million Visit Saudi partnership, cross-promotional benefits with Hard Rock International, and massive brand deals with heavy hitters like MasterCard and Royal Caribbean. He has literally transformed his name into a blue-chip corporate partner across the entire globe.
Section 4, real estate and business, building tangible assets.
So, beyond just lending his name to other companies, Messi has aggressively poured capital into specialized business ventures, creating some genuine currency diversification. For instance, he's extended his name into hospitality with the MIM hotel chain, which operates 6 properties now integrated right into the luxury Melia collection. On top of that, he's got a Silicon Valley holding company called Playtime for sports tech investing. And he even runs his own media and production company, 525 Rosario. And if that wasn't enough, all of this sits alongside a staggering $300 million personal property portfolio. This includes his gorgeous waterfront mansion in Miami and his sprawling family compound back in Argentina, which is fittingly known as the Fortress.
And to show you just how incredibly sophisticated this has all become, in early 2025, his commercial real estate company debuted on the Portfolio Stock Exchange with a massive initial valuation of 223.2 million euros. This strategic move actually transformed his personal real estate holdings into a fully structured institutional asset. Honestly, this is a level of financial engineering you almost never see from athletes. It's next level.
Moving to Section 5, Messi versus Ronaldo, 2 paths to generational wealth.
Now, you know it's completely impossible to discuss football wealth without looking at the billionaire race between Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo. Looking at their estimated 2026 figures, you can clearly see how Ronaldo's record-breaking Saudi contract gives him a commanding lead in pure annual earnings right now. I mean, he's bringing in roughly $300 million a year compared to Messi's $140 million. So Ronaldo definitely has the stronger immediate cash flow story, which absolutely solidifies his confirmed billionaire status.
But what's truly fascinating here is the difference in their methodology. I mean, there's no wrong answer, but their paths diverge wildly. One strategy relies on incredible cash flow right now through maximum salary and aggressive licensing, while the other, Messi's, is hyper-focused on building an infrastructure of institutional equity, public real estate vehicles, and these infinite royalty structures designed to compound quietly and indefinitely post-retirement.
Finally, Section 6, the World Cup multiplier, the 2026 financial impact.
Let's look ahead to a massive upcoming catalyst that is going to impact everything we've just discussed, the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Now, while the tournament's prize pool is the largest in history at $871 million, Messi's personal share of that prize money is actually relatively small, likely under $1 million. However, the commercial uplift from appearance fees, documentary deals, and huge sponsor activations during this tournament, that could easily add an extra $30 to $50 million to his earnings.
Think about it. As the defending champion returning to the global stage, potentially for the very last time, the emotional and historical weight of this tournament acts as the ultimate multiplier. Literally, every brand attached to him, Adidas, Apple, MasterCard, they're all going to leverage this narrative, exponentially increasing the value of his current partnerships. It's brilliant.
So, what does this all mean for us? Well, the overarching takeaway from this explainer isn't just about a footballer making a whole lot of money. No, it is a literal masterclass in wealth preservation. It's a financial literacy blueprint demonstrating exactly how to trade short-term cash for long-term ownership. It shows the incredible power of extending a brand into adjacent categories and ensuring that your assets are diversified geographically.
I'll leave you with this provocative thought to consider today. We've seen the 2026 numbers, right? But fast forward a decade. When the massive football salaries finally stop flowing for this generation of athletes, whose financial architecture will actually stand the test of time? Because as we've seen today, how you structure your earnings is just as important as what you earn. Thank you so much for joining this explainer, and remember to keep looking closely at the structures behind the success.